the channel that bridges the gap between sim drifting and real life drifting. I hope that you guys are all doing well, that you're healthy. We've got crazy coronavirus stuff happening, sporting events and drifting events are being canceled all over the place. So I hope that you guys are taking care of yourself. The theme for today's stream is going to be positivity and optimism because we need some of it in the world today. So we're going to start out by crashing Japanese cars at Ebisu, Minami. How's everybody doing? Relentless, Thomas the Pro, Jordan, Fleet, what is up? Good evening. Welcome to you guys. Glad to see you all. I've got a new setup for my pedal camera. As you can see, we're also keeping it super casual. Wearing the sweatpants tonight. Hopefully everything goes well. Capil, what is up? Audio's low. Okay, let me see what I can do about that. Give me just 1 second, please. Studio mic. That's not the mic I want. There we go. Sorry about that. That should be much, much better. Alright, let's try that again. Welcome to Kame Trick, the channel where we party with friends by shredding in grassroots and virtual drift cars. I was saying that I hope that you guys are healthy and happy today because we've got all the gnarly coronavirus stuff passing through various parts of the world, and big major sporting events and annual championships and competitions are being canceled, and even just the other day the first round of Formula Drift Long Beach was canceled as well. That's just a wild time to be alive, so everybody take care of yourselves and try to stay positive both in real life and on the internet. We're going to try and get through it. Alright, so hopefully the mic is good now. I had my studio mic, which is behind me, on. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, I'm going to turn on performance mode because if you look in the lower right, you'll see the new pedal cam, and that is actually a Logitech Brio. It's a 4K, and hopefully it doesn't overpower my system too bad. Do you know where I can get cars like the ones you drift on Assetto? Yeah, so on the Kame Trick Discord server, actually, I review cars, and here on the channel as well, and I always put the download links into the channel, so you can look in the video description here, and you'll be able to find both of those things. Now, let's see. Yeah, it is the Pro. It is because of the corona, as it were. Alright, this car seems a little quiet. Well, that didn't take long. I wondered how long it would take before we found somebody who had coronavirus in their username on Assetto, and right here. Not even a Corolla virus joke with the KE70 4th gen, but it's alright. That's alright. We're gonna have fun with it. Let's see, audio. I want this car to be a touch louder. That's probably better. Vici, no, you're not. I'm a little late starting out tonight. We're going to be starting off sliding at Ebisu Minami, and then we're going to go over to Grange, or Apple Valley Speedway, as it were. Ciro, hey, what is up, man? How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Spiffy, good to see you. My neighborhood Sam's Club is nearly out of stock of everything. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, the need to take care of your health and hygiene and everything is real. However, I really do not believe that it's that necessary to go and like clear the stocks from your grocery right now. Although if I end up getting proven wrong, then that'll be a bad time for me, so I guess we'll see. Car feels alright. Anish, we got some Caribbean beverages today. A little Coca-Cola spiked with some rum. Drifting Smurfette, hey, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. We're just trying this track out. I don't know if I'm going to do well, although that's a decent sign. Difficulty pushing out to the outside there, though. That was an alright first jump. Heard on Hoonigan named his 86 coronavirus. I saw that, and I thought it was hilarious at the time, but depending on how severe this thing ends up being, he may end up kind of regretting that eventually. It's a little toned up.
OTM driver wiping out. Benvious, yes, this is a public server. Welcome. And all the details for the car and server are in the video description. But basically, I want you to join the Kame Trick Discord. And then from there, you can scoop all that good stuff up. Alika, hey, good to see you. Ryan, what is up, man? Been a minute since you've watched the stream. Right on, well, welcome back. There's probably a whole lot more to do now that all kinds of stuff is getting, yikes. Now that more stuff is getting canceled. Unfortunately, streaming drifting or sim drifting may be the only drifting that happens for the next little bit, depending on how things develop. TSC Mark, what did you think of the video on Instagram? Of that Burnyard Bash team video? I thought that came out great, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I was about it. And the Soarer is a car that I'm quite liking, to be honest. Oh, not the grass. Ah! Alika says the kids are occupied, so I can watch you drive for a bit. Right on. Tim 2016, welcome to the stream, my man. Thank you for the sub, I appreciate it. We're just shredding here at Ebisu Minami. It's a track that I've been to Ebisu and drifted, but I haven't drifted this specific track. So that is something that is on my bucket list for the next trip. Yeah, Smurfette, come on. Come join us. It's a good time. The Kame Trick Friday night drift session is one of the, probably, a little too much angular, probably one of the most populated Assetto sim drift nights in general. Anish, I just got my driver's license today. I'm a drifter's license. Haha! Hey, congratulations. That's awesome, dude. I actually failed my driver's license test the first time. Okay, what's up, man? We're getting some pretty good jumps off to start the night here. Enjoying the channel? Excellent. I'm glad to see that. So you're probably catching some of my sim drifting car reviews as well. And if you have dug back through the history, you might also even be seeing some of my real-life drifting content. Which I actually just pulled over to a friend of mine's right before the stream. That's why I'm a little bit late, actually. And I'm borrowing a buddy's engine hoist, and that same buddy was actually borrowing my engine stand, so, you know, the drift crew working together, teamwork makes the dream work. All that to say, I'm getting ready to pull the engine out of my IRL car for a little bit of repairs, and hopefully the last little bit of seasonal maintenance before we get sideways in it, so it'll be a little while, but in a couple of months, hopefully, just because I'm not in a hurry, honestly, oops, distracted talking, but in a couple of months, hopefully you'll be able to see some IRL drifting on the channel as well, because really that's what this channel was built upon, but everybody started checking it out when I began to cover Assetto Corsa content. Again, I need to quit trying to read chat. We're just going to hang out here for a second. Gaming Expert, I can't find the Ebisu Minami map. You need to join the Kame Trick Discord. Go to KT Announcement channel. It's in there. Spiffy says, this is what usually occupies my 9-month-old attention. Does your 9-month-old watch the channel? Or did I totally misread that? Oh shoot, I ended up pulling out in front of somebody. I didn't think I did. I'm sorry, bro. What's up, Lucas? What's up, Wendy? Jordan asked, does anybody own a 1J swapped E36? All of a sudden, my driving went from like excellent to not really the best. So yeah, JZ36. I don't think so. I know a couple of my buddies have LS swapped beams, but that's about it. Tim, do you use Content Manager to get your drift tracks in cars? How can I download this Minami track? So I do use Content Manager. In general, you're going to want to have Content Manager, the official Japanese DLC pack. It's like $3. That's because some of the mod cars, especially AE86 mod cars, use the official model. So it won't work if you don't buy that. And then you'll have trouble getting online any track where they happen to be using that car amongst whatever else is out there. So Content Manager, Japanese pack, DLC, custom shaders patch, and Soul is optional, but it lets you do some cool night driving and stuff. Speaking of, I'll turn on the lights here. And I actually have tutorial videos on all of those things on the channel. Look at my playlists and you'll see essentially a how to get into sim drifting, how to mod all your hardware and stuff. And that is what I recommend you check out. I'm gonna hop in line here behind Professor. I've not seen you for a little bit. How's it going, bud? We're gonna watch Professor go over the jump here, up to third. Nicely done. Second, up to third. We're gonna catch a little bit of air here. Oh, that was a bad time. Whew. It's quite dangerous to drive out here if you bounce the wrong way and don't control your counter steer right. It's gonna be a wild ride. Pro Rider, oh no, you forgot that it's Friday, man. I hear you. The way that the world is going, it is tough to keep everything straight, but hopefully you can find a spot. I barely found a spot. It's a 20 car server. There's presently 19, so you might have a shot. Oh, me and Tsuchiya are her favorite. Ah, arigatou gozaimasu. That's too cool. Oh man, awesome. You said a 9-month-old? I've got a 9-month-old. That's so cool. Rad, man. Very rad. CSP got an update to 1.0.48. Right on. I have not updated it, so it may be nighttime on the server for the guys. I don't know. I'm keeping my lights on for that reason. JT Pro, my school is canceled for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully I can get longer schedules for work and make bank. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I never expected everything to close the way that it has. I mean, I guess it's good. Like, the way that what I've heard is folks who have end up having the virus don't display symptoms for a couple of weeks. So if you wait until people display symptoms, then they're basically, it's like too late, you know, like you might already have infected a ton of people. So the safe move right now is to close everything and then restart after a couple of weeks when pretty much everything ought to have worn off or you know, have gone on by. It's just a crazy scene. Wendy, I actually picked up a extra handbrake and I haven't bothered to install it yet. I've spent my time installing a new camera instead today that just came in. So if you see my pedal cam, you'll notice, oh man, I actually tapped the inside wall there. That was bad. You may notice the pedal cam is a lot less claustrophobic. It used to be really, really tight, and I didn't like it. I was using a Logitech C922, and it just basically wasn't able to be mounted far enough away to get a good angle. So the only option that I could do kind of easily was to actually switch to a Logitech Rio, which was more than I wanted to spend. But you guys are worth it. I want to make high quality content for everybody, so I picked up that. Oh no. And I'm liking it pretty well. That's my understanding. I mean, I'm not an expert, but that's what I hear. With the whole viruses thing going on, how much do you think it will affect drifting, like points and rules? I don't think it'll necessarily impact the rules any. And so far, we're kind of doing all right. From the standpoint that, well, it sucks that the first event is canceled. I was concerned that a lot of the drivers who come over from Europe, for Formula Drift anyway, might have had issues competing. This is somebody who doesn't know the track. Maybe. It's alright. That is totally fine. It's brave to come out and try and learn during the Drift Bash, but I'm not going to hate for it. E36s for drifting, they're excellent. E36 is a great chassis. If you get access to a good deal on one, I see no reason not to scoop one up. Anish, how long have I been drifting for in real life? I started in 2003. That was when, like, I was interested in it beforehand, but 2003 was when I successfully linked my first couple of turns in a way that I felt respectable. Sports, what is up? I'm from Europe, struggling so much to hit your streams. Dude, I know. I may have to look at doing another Saturday morning stream, or maybe even a Sunday morning stream, just depending on how my schedule looks, so I can see if I can hang with everybody across the pond again. Especially because a lot more of Europe is getting sequestered indoors right now, it seems like. So you guys may have a little bit more time to watch, for better or for worse. I sure hope everybody's doing all right over there, where you're at. Up to third we go. We're going to do big old Manji. Then pull in tight here, going down to second. Touch kick back out. Stay super wide, come off throttle, start e-braking, and let the car pull in tight. That was too tight. I don't know why it pulled in quite that tight. That wasn't my fault. But that's fine. We'll chase Windy over the jump here. Bumped a little bit, but that's quite alright. So I think 3 grand for a 238,000 mile E36 with regular... got into the dirt. Trying to read anyway. Spiffy, I'm building a rig in a week. Thrustmaster TX, very nice. Oh dude, you're gonna have an excellent setup. You're gonna have an excellent setup. I mean, 3 grand isn't too bad if the chassis is in good shape. Does it have any performance parts, or is it basically, well, I mean, coils, I suppose. Stockish. I guess if you plan to, if you plan to tune it up anyway, and especially if you're prepared to do some engine repair or engine maintenance, that's a ton of miles on the engine, so I would expect to have to rebuild, replace, or something that motor in the undefined future. I wouldn't count on it lasting. Minari Sports, did I get a new handbrake? I do have a new one. Well, I have a new to me. It should be new, but it's had the cover off. The part that mine broke was right here. This like vertical piece that goes through the metal actually snapped. So I've got two now. I've got a donor handbrake, and I'll be making a video. Actually, I'll film it when I go to do a little bit of surgery. Hopefully, I can get it working. Loveless, what is the best platform for drifting, E36 or S13? Yeah, they're both good. Nowadays, nice 360 in each. The S13 is a little bit on the old side. So, if you already have one, then like awesome. But if you don't have one, I'm not sure I'd recommend getting into an S chassis at this point. I mean, they can be kind of affordable, and everybody basically knows how to tune them already, so that's a plus. But outside of that, they're fairly fragile, and there are cars that are very good and sturdier that you can get these days. So cars to look at, newer cars to look at if you can afford them. I think that 350Zs are pretty solid. So yeah, let's see. 350Zs are solid. 36 and 46. Honestly, the Corvettes are pretty amazing if you can swing them. The Corvette, honestly, is like the Nissan Silvia S16. I've driven with a couple of guys that have them, and for far less, like modification, wall tap, bad times. What's up, peoples? For far less modifications, they drive as good or better than my S13. So that's one thing to consider. Alex, I just scored a G27 in almost new condition with shifter and pedals for 150. I mean, it's not bad. I don't know the pricing for the Logitech products for their wheels so well. I guess the main thing that I would say is to for me, it's all about getting a belt drive wheel. But outside of that, I mean, you can rock and roll with a G27 or a G920 or what have you. You may have to use like a lower amount of steering rotation. Depending on how quickly you can handle the counter steer. Alright, we're gonna follow this Hachiroku over the hill. Getting big air. Hachiroku with a correction, and me with a correction because I've got my space bar as my e-brake and I still have a difficult time actually hitting it. We're gonna get into the dirt. Uematsu-san, ohayou gozaimasu. こんにちは、お疲れ様です。エビスサーフですか？そうですよ。南走ってます。ちょっとジャンプドリフトやってみたいな。飛びましょう。3速から。ガ やべえ。やりすぎた。それはなし。忘れてください。Sim Invader, what is up? Tried that Rust 180 K70. The steering kept bugging out. Huh. I wonder if, Ooh. I wonder why that is. I didn't have any issues, so I'm not sure. The B3 pedals can vibrate. I don't have mine set up to do so, and I would like to, because it can help you to figure out your braking a little bit easier. ちょっと日本語で説明しましょうか。これは2速から3速にシフトして、そしてジャンプと踏んでここからハンドブレーキとクラッチ。これは2速から進んでトランジションに3速に移動して do the transition。 ここくらいは2速に戻ってハンドブレーキ、そしてサイドブレーキとでスピードを殺して繰り返す。まあその感じだ。So that is the gist for any Japanese viewers. A little bit much there. Alex, this car pack is WD2 Street, plus we have a couple of cars, a couple of drivers rocking the Rust Garage KE70 Corolla, which I just reviewed in my last edited video you might have seen on the channel. I really dig that little car. It's got a 4AG 20 valve turbo, which is a pretty funky combination of 4AG. That's too much. It's going to be a bad time. I 100% just died. Yikes. We got the server packed with all 20 people, which is kind of a bummer because I want to try out that KE70. I don't even know what I'm doing while I'm managing through here. Oh god. That was poorly executed, but it's all good. I need to check comments for 1 second anyway and get a little bit more caught up. Benvious, so yeah, in New Zealand JDM cars are more expensive, is that right? Oh, JDM is more affordable. Yeah, I gotcha. Let's see. Sim Invader says that we get stuck at full lock, but when it worked, it was great. Download Fanatec. I'll probably feel it, but if not, I might consider not wearing shoes. So, or I might consider, yeah, going with the socks. You never know. I will have to look for that Fanatec. If you think of it, DM me the link. Otherwise, I'll not be a lazy turd and I'll actually Google it. JT Pro, have you ever been in public and heard people speaking Japanese, not knowing you understand them? Oh, all the time. Not so much nowadays when I live in the middle of America, but especially when I was in Japan, then yes, absolutely. And occasionally in America now I do too. I always wait for hearing somebody be like, you know, oh look at that white boy. But yeah, everybody's cool. It was funny when I was living in Japan as a student. At first, I couldn't speak much Japanese, and so if somebody, oh no, sorry, I was reminiscent of a certain fielding shredder R33 wipeout. People would be able to speak about me in Japanese, and I wouldn't understand them. But as I studied, I got to where I could understand them, and then I could speak about them in English, and they wouldn't understand me. So the tables turned. It was funny. Nico says, "What did I do to get banned from the AC server?" OTM on the mountain runs the servers for me usually. So generally, if somebody gets banned, which isn't so often, but it tends to be from pulling out in front of trains without checking the track map or using your mirrors to see that you were going to like hit a bunch of folks. But I didn't see it, so I don't know. You're welcome to ask either in chat or if Roma's in here, he might tell you, or on the Discord server. That was going to be a good start, but then we all got bunched up and I had to hit the brakes and slow down a little bit too much. A lot of Japanese cars here in New Zealand. Nissans are very cheap. Okay. Man, I think RBs are pretty cool. I dig them. The last RB car that I drove, the tire actually delaminated, and I kept drifting for a while before I realized that it was pretty funny. Sim Invader, thank you. Appreciate that. Rema. Oh, okay. So, Nico, your ping was too high for the server. You were flying around the map, so sorry about that. That's a case of the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one, I guess. But, Rema, thank you for the explanation. We're usually pretty chill about it and try to do our best. But, ultimately, I will defer to OTM crew for moderation for stuff of that nature. Yeah, the triples are nice. The triples are very nice. Tommy Hang, I can link the track IRL, but I can barely drift to turn in this game. It's so frustrating. I know what you're talking about. I'm a much better real-life drifter than I am in sim. However, I also can't afford to drift in real life nearly as frequently as I can in sim, so I will say that with practice, I've been able to get a lot better about it. It's getting a little laggy even for me. Yikes. Somebody didn't have teleport to pits mapped. Let them get a head start there. I would just attempt kick until the server reset. Right on. Yeah, Johnny, so like I know what you're talking about, and it's actually more difficult to go from drifting in real life to drifting in sim because you lose, of course, all of the momentum and weight shift. Like all of that feel goes away. So I feel like going from sim to real life, you actually gain data points, you gain information, and it should make it easier for you. But on the other hand, when you go from real life to sim, that was just not necessary. You actually lose those data points, so it's pretty rough. For me, I mostly have to learn to pick up visual cues and use that to completely replace what like you normally feel is weight shift in the car. So that makes it difficult, but when you figure out how to do that, it's a lot better. The other thing to consider is you may not have a good wheel. So like, there are only a handful of wheels that I really consider good if you're trying to simulate real-life drifting. You need to have a belt drive wheel. It's pretty much non-negotiable in my mind. And that's that's one of the ones that I'm using. The reason for that is more affordable gear drive wheel units can't spin at the speed that they need to simulate actual drifting. And if you're used to real life drifting, where your car will self-steer in transition, like right here, like see, it steers on its own, I didn't have to touch it. You know what I'm talking about. All of this, where I'm just not touching the wheel and it's kind of going on its own. If you have a more affordable wheel, it won't do that, and so it makes it insanely difficult for someone who is used to a car that has good steering geometry and self-steers in real life. It effectively means that like the cars are worse than stock if you don't have a good wheel. So something to consider. Somehow I bogged it super hard there. John Doe, so is it like LS in America? I didn't really catch what that was referring to, but LS is, oh, like the RB? Probably. Yeah, that's true. It's harder to, like, the LS is such a robust engine. I'm gonna team up here with Pro Rider. I'm gonna reinitiate and then team up with Pro Rider. Too much angle for no reason, messed everybody up. Wow, we have like a 20-car train going. That's sick. I'm not actually doing a good job of being like the second or first car in that train right now, but the fact that we have one is pretty damn rad. Oh man, so much concentrating going on. Too soon. It is so easy to use too much or too little brakes and end up way too far inside or outside. Alex does try motion seats. Whew. I would like to try. I cannot afford those at the moment, but Johnny says I'm using a G29 and it's just super choppy. Yeah, no, that's true. And like I said, if that's what you want to use, it's fine. But so far, it's not possible to convince me that anything besides belt drive and direct drive wheels feel accurate. There's plenty of people that drift better than me on Logitech gear, so you can do it, but if preparing yourself for real life is your goal, I think it's really nice to actually get yourself a belt drive wheel. You might be disappointed with how easy it is to drive at that point, but that's just how it is. Anyone hear how Long Beach got canceled because of coronavirus? Yeah, sure did. I read the press release too. It's just unfortunate. Your local event isn't having any spectators? Oh man. That sucks. We're just gonna straight up do a burst pass. It's fine. I'm about to have to boot somebody from live chat. Streamlabs and YouTube are working together to hide all their comments, but they don't seem to be anything that will add value for you guys. You can mitigate the choppiness with a bigger wheel on a G29, but it feels kind of gnarly. Oh, the KE70 Club, loving it. Except for the fact that I just got wrecked by one. Well, we made it back to the parking area. Good times. Just 1 second. Ah, alright, that's better. Simulated missions. Yeah, I was really bummed when I heard it too. I was heard on Rad Industries. Oh yeah, Red Dan. Well, I mean, yeah, you can do it, but you'd have even less problems if you were on a belt drive wheel. Just trust me. How long tonight? I'll be on until midnight, so... Woo. Man, that is stuff that happens at real life drift events occasionally. People just roll out of the pits. I'll be on for about 2 more hours, Chet. Coronavirus closed my school, and it's going to screw a lot of people over with their jobs. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if that's going to happen to me as well. We'll see. Sorry, Professor, I almost got you. You didn't deserve to be taken out like that. Rema, nicely done. We all sort of coalesced there. It was sick. Alright, let's follow Rema over the hill here. Ooh, he got a super bumpy ride of it. Living on that left foot brake, or is that just his... I can't tell if that's his actual brake or if that's just his headlights. I think that... No, that's just his headlights. The third brake light comes on this model car. Alright, let's get in there. Woohoo! Oh man! Oh, that was intense, boys. I have to bail from that. I got way too far inside. But that was sick! Holy shit. Got out of sorts there. Yeah. Oh, too hard, too hard. Transitioned a little too early there. And failed my clutch kick. Some of that is just just me not being used to all of this. And some of it, I don't know. That might have just been a wall tap. That's fine, I'm gonna pit and go back out with Rema because that was sick. Thrustmaster is pretty nice. Out of all the entry-level wheels, G29 is the most difficult to drift on in certain sims. Yeah, that could be. Rema, we just killed it. That was so fun. Holy shit. That was awesome, dude. T500 RS, yes, very good. Anish, I tried a belt drive wheel and you can actually feel the wheel fighting against you. Yeah, you really can feel the force feedback. It's pretty good. I keep mine turned down a fair bit because otherwise it feels like you're driving a tractor. El Chapo, hey, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Johnny, I am in the central USA. I'm in Oklahoma presently. I've lived in 7 or 8 states, though. I move around every couple of years, it seems like. Can't find WDT Street Car Pack? Check in the Kame Trick Discord, and all your questions shall be answered. Thank you, Sim Invader, and in general, thank you, chat, for helping all the new folks who are checking out the channel to get situated. I am happy to have more and more new people checking out the channel, but it's always nice to not have to tell them where all the car packs are. And sometimes I miss those comments too, depending on how active chat gets, so you guys are the real MVPs for helping not just grow my channel, but also to grow the sim drifting community that we have here on Assetto Corsa, which is rad because that's how we get to have even more tandem trains. Hey, that went pretty well. El Chapo, nice shoes. Hey, thank you. I'm keeping it super chill and wearing the sweatpants today, though. Tractors are easy to drive. I live on a farm. Anish, yeah, I was born in USA. Got a little too much into the dirt there. Hey, it's Professor. What's up, Professor? He's not joining us. Okay, that's fine. Let's follow this R34 up the hill and see what it does. Oh my, that was a gnarly, unexpected little transition there. I was trying to time it such that I would pull in, end up in a real good spot. What's up, Professor? God, I wish that they had a sim with driver like tracking, so that if I was to just throw up deuces as I go by, that actually the model would animate. That's the shit that I do in real life all the time. If you watch some of my videos, you'll see like 5 or 6 times in every video I'm probably throwing up peace signs and waving at photographers and stuff. I always try to interact with media from inside the car. I just think it's fun. Kyo Animosity, good to see you. Yeah, thank you for checking out the stream. no. And we got sent. That was some good chase, though. Clifford, well done. Oh, I'm a little afraid. Okay, no, we're fine. Somebody just slid into my DM, so I'm going to slide over here. Dab Drifting, what is up, man? I don't usually chat during stream, but let me see what you got. Oh, yeah, you got me on the story. Hey, man, thank you. We got to get all of the Instagram, the Insta fam on. Anish, I've got a pair of those Japanese wooden sandals from, like, I don't know if you've seen much anime. I'm trying to think of where you'd see it, like Princess Mononoke. Or if you know Japanese culture, you just might have seen it already. But at some point, as the chaser just blasts off the hill, very good. So maybe I'll drift in the wooden sandals at some point. You never know. When you jump the KE, it can break the suspension. Oh no! I did not know that. I've not driven it on this track. It'll probably be my car of choice at Grange if I can find one of them open, which is not the easiest. Clifford is in the lead here. Clifford, the big friendly S14. Let's see if it's a friendly situation or not. Oh no! A little too close for comfort there. Simple Solutions. Right, you were just telling us about the KE70. Tylen, hey man, what is up? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I still don't have your e-brake modified into my new e-brake, but we're getting there. But if you check out the pedal cam, you'll see that I actually have a updated camera view for that. I added more field of view. I had to buy a new webcam. But I really wanted to produce a little bit less claustrophobic pedal cam for you guys, and so I think this is going to be pretty solid. Levici, yeah, Samurai Champloo. That's a way more well-known probably series, even though Studio Ghibli is really well known as well. Someone keeps jumping their chaser. If that's what they're into, I mean, go for it. Simulated, you're out, man. Good to see you. Thanks for checking it out. 10K subs, go Samurai stream. Alright, I'm down. I'm down. Who have I got next to me? Dab Drifting, hey. We'll follow Dab. Dab Drifting on Instagram. I don't know that I'll do a good job following Dab, but we shall see. I'm going to go a little bit tighter here. Trying to make up some ground. Didn't really work. Oh, super tight. I think he got a little bit more than he was bargaining for there. Happens. Anish, what is my favorite dessert? You know, I'm not a big dessert guy. Cheesecake is alright. I've become a bigger dessert guy at this point, but I can always go for a like an apple pie and some vanilla ice cream. But I don't eat a lot of dessert. Especially when I was younger, I was a lot more like, I wouldn't really want dessert, but I would eat way too much like soda and salty food. So, oh, that was too far inside. I actually bonked the nose of the car on the wall, did sort of a little backy, then had to reinitiate. That was kind of amusing. Not really what I had in mind. working. Sometimes it gets sketchy when you mix cars from different packs. Oh shit! We survived. That was kind of awesome. Alright, I'm gonna go look for some Tandem Partners. I see the train that I want to take part in, and it has already left the station. So I'm gonna hang out over here and bide my time. Wait for the opportunity to join that train. Here we go. Thick as thieves. Ended up all going super deep. I don't know if everyone survived. According to the track map, they did not. Go look for the fam again. Back, keep it really wide because there's somebody coming around right next to me there. Today, again, we're doing the tiniest little bit of simulated libation consuming. Little sim drinking. Alright, let's see what we can do here. My gearing lets me down through this section just a little bit. It works fine as a solo driver, but in the chase position it leaves a little bit to be desired. I'm just not even going to go that way. I'm going to take a slight shortcut here. See, I shift up to third and then everybody leaves because my car doesn't continue to spin the tires. Oh no, Rema! Oh no, me! Pretty sure someone went under me. Man, I should get out of the way. Alika asked, have I thought about entering an online drift comp, BDC or otherwise? I've thought about it. I don't know. I have no qualms with entering one, but I honestly don't think I'm a good enough sim drifter to be competitive in BDC, at least. Granted, I don't really practice. Like, I need to practice in order to be good. But, I don't know. We'll see. This is the server kind of like reset period, so we've got a 45-second timer. I would consider doing some comp stuff, and actually some folks in my Discord have asked for me to do a comp series myself, or for us to lead one, and I certainly might. I'm thinking over it. I just haven't convinced myself of how to put on a good production. And for me, it's as much about the driving itself as it is being able to share it with viewers, which we have. You know, you guys watching right now. So I'd want to make it really good and not just kind of And I'm afraid with my current set of skills it might not be that great. So thinking about it. Trying to figure out how I'd want to present it though. Doshi, this Corolla has so much power it spins in third so easily. Yeah, it does. I like the Corolla a whole lot, even just at the stock like 40 or 50% turbo power. But the gearing, it's in part because the gearing is super short. Older cars like that are just, you know, go up a gear. If you're used to drifting in second, you'll be in third. If you're used to third, you'll be in fourth. We do pack the lobby, so it tends to stay full. I'm just curious, now that I think about it. Is it possible for me to, like, go up here and jump in anywhere? I see some dudes off-roading. Okay, so it is difficult because of that. Oh, I beached it. I just want to know where this goes. I guess this is the little service road. I haven't really spent too much time paying attention. Where is this going to take us? It's going to take us a whole lot of nowhere. Oh, that's cute. That is actually a pretty cool place to watch from. Maybe once you get your IRL car in Assetto, that'll be a good time to try. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We've got the model mostly done. I have one thing I need to sketch out and send to Shadow Hunter and see if he. Well, A, I need to see if I think it looks good, and B, then we'll see if he actually wants to try and create it and see how it comes out. And we've got the interior mostly done. That's the road that takes us to School Course. Yeah, I've been at School Course. I haven't actually taken the road down to, at least not that I recollect, down to Minami. I'm going to learn from everyone else's wipeouts. And oh, so casually dip in right here. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. That was all me. I really thought you were going to accelerate a little bit more effectively. Oh, bad time club. That was just a poor job. Where did I learn to drive? I learned to drive at autocross events, actually, which were grip time attack. Boop. Very, very tight. Way tighter than this. Like, I basically learned on parking lot courses that looked like Touge course in terms of the tightness of the turns and how wide they were, which is why I generally prefer tight technical tracks. Doshi, let's go. What you doing? so I learned to drive in the U.S., but autocross tracks, very tight, very technical. And then, oh yeah, Forza Horizon 4 is such a beautiful game. I haven't really made any content about it, but I watch some other YouTubers' content about it. It looks really fun. Too much power again, right into the wall again. Dude, what the fuck? There's no reason to just hit me. It's not like I was suddenly stopped. I was driving in a straight line the whole time. Oh, I do want to try the LA Canyons map. I've got it. I haven't made any content around it yet, but I intend to. It's just a matter of time. Alright, let's go big jump. Not bad. Oh, but this car picks up more angle in transition unless you just come all the way off the throttle. I don't know if the real cars do that. I would tend to doubt it. Maybe just more inertia, if so. But either way, that was bad. Oh yeah, Doshi, VR is, or sorry, triples are excellent from that standpoint. I can drive for probably 3 hours or so, and I don't get wiped out or tired at all. Well, at the end of 3 hours, I am. Oh, a little bit of a wipeout. Pretty decently here. Be prepared to get on the brakes though. Oh, much better. Coming at it from kind of a weird angle. Hopefully it works. It was acceptable. Jacob, what is up? Yeah, man, thank you for checking out the stream. Ask away, what's up, man? Uh-oh. Ah! Dead. Ever money shifted in real life? Yes. In sim, almost every time. I always miss a shift. And sim will let you know, too. Because if you don't clutch, you just end up in neutral. So, that's always funny. But yeah, Jacob, ask away whenever you're ready. See, there you go, I just money shifted by accident. Yikes. I don't know what I was doing there. There's no way that's gonna work. I am shifting with a Fanatec Club Sport. It's the 6-7 speed shifter. Nobody ever uses the 7th gear really, but Zero says which handbrake is for the Logitech. Pretty sure that any USB handbrake will work fine with that. Jacob with the G27. So we're gonna have to rely on my awesome chat, and if we're not able to, then we might actually want to. If chat can't answer that for you, and there may not be enough information to really answer it, but if chat doesn't know, you might ask in our Discord. Oh, that was a bad call. Because there are definitely some peeps in there who can probably help. Oh, Professor, maybe you were being too polite. Maybe I edged you out. I don't know. I don't know, but hopefully chat can help Jacob out, because I don't have a G27, so I don't really know what that could be. I'm sorry, man, but I appreciate you being a fan of the channel and checking it out and coming into chat. Tyler says you gotta get a standalone. Yeah. So yeah, I think you need to get a standalone USB e-brake. I mean, you could probably use the Fanatec one, I think. How does the shifter feel? It has different springs, so you can make it as tight as you would like. For me, I'm just using it, I guess, how it came out of the box, and I like it quite well. It's very good. Grant, GH Hard 2. I forgot you were driving Minami when you were at Ebisu IRL. Have any similar too much speed into that long uphill left issues? No, I haven't had any issues. I haven't actually driven Minami in real life. I was using a group car, so to speak, and so I didn't really want to put it at risk for anybody else, and everyone kind of felt the same, so we mostly stuck to North and school. However, it is feeling super fun, as you can see, so good to see you. How's Japan life? Your work is still trucking along, even though like all the schools are closed, right? Any updates from Japan? Oh, so much braking over the hill. I don't even know what that was, besides not followable. Ouch. B-Tech Goon, love the vids, keep up the good work. Thank you, I will do my best. Thank you for checking out the channel. Nahuel, hey man, good to see you, welcome back. Happy Friday. The 8.6, in America at least, probably one worth getting, or one like of the quality that you see in this particular stream. I'd say you'd need to plan on spending 6,000 to 8,000. Grant says Japan life be cold and rainy and masks, hand sanitizer, and toilet paper. Really? Is TP going for a lot in Japan as well? I don't understand. Either I'm going to be horribly prepared and I'm just telling the world how stupid I am by sharing it, or everybody else is freaking the heck out, and it's just not necessary. I'd like to drive the KE70, the Pro. Unfortunately, it's all booked. So I'm not going to hop out because I'll probably lose a spot in my own live stream, and that would be kind of sad. Will I continue the tutorial series? Yes, I have. I do have plans to. It's going to be in between making like car review videos. Oh, ow. Oh, that was bad. That was not a good outcome. So yeah, there'll be more tutorials. Pretty soon we're going to move into actual how to drive tutorials and not just how to set up all your hardware, or all your software. So that's coming up in a couple of videos probably. The TPR started in Japan thanks to one random dude on Twitter. Really? No download in the Discord for this track? Well, it's GRSP or whatever they call it. Ebisu Minami. One of the ones with 20 pit spaces. I'm gonna catch those guys on the next go around. I'm too far away. Pro says almost 8,000 subs. What am I gonna do? Well, of course we'll celebrate. But beyond that, I don't know. It might be business as usual. Ha! Got you with the tires. Might be business as usual here. We'll see. Buddy of mine picked up 2 decent 8.6s for less than 1K. Wow, that's an insane deal. Where I'm used to seeing, like, 1K wouldn't get you running 8.6s. You'd get, like, a decent shell. Slammed E46 and Clifford. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucas. I shouldn't have done that to you. Hey, I turned you around, though, so you're welcome. Ray says, I find it easier to drift in tandem in Assetto Corsa than CarX racing. I haven't tried CarX yet. Assetto is a real, like, a proper sim though, so like, you're gonna find some differences from a lot of casual racers, as we might call them. Q Animosity, 3:45 now. Yeah, dude, thank you for checking it out, and thanks for hanging around a little bit. Have a good one. Hopefully things are going decently where you're at. Not too much of government shutdowns or event cancellations or crazy talk. Uh-oh, fell out of drift. Oh, don't, because it's buggy? Okay. That's why you called it Bug X. I got you. I was driving while reading and I didn't quite pick up on what you meant. Send it, boy! Dude, it's all in. That's gonna be bad. was the correct move there. Yeah, I've been waiting for a KE70 all stream so far. I'm gonna have to scoop one up during the map change. Oh, we're dead. Ow, ow, ow. Nice, you managed to get in. Good deal. Dowman, yes, these are WDT streetcars plus one Russ 180 garage car that I recently reviewed on the channel, which you can see posted up right here. The KE70 Corolla. And it looks like 2 of the 3 aren't actually being driven, so if you guys are just hanging out and you're not actually driving, it would be pretty rad to share those with the people, because there are some who would like to join. I, for one, would totally be down to try one of them. I enjoyed it on Drift Playground a lot. I have heard, however, that you can break the suspension going over the jump here. So that's always kind of a bummer. I want to see, what time is it? 10:47? Yeah, actually, Rema, we can... Sorry, I'm blocking you in. We can basically go to Grange anytime at this point. Fancy metal straw action. Hey, not just that. It's medieval times. I'm doing some sim drinking. It's a little bit of Coca-Cola spiked with some fine Caribbean coconut rum. Alright. Let's see if we can't catch up to Rema at all. Oh, dude. That guy's gonna get kicked. Not by me, but by Rema, and I have no complaints about that. It's a couple times I've seen that guy just randomly hitting the jump. Or at least that's what it looks like because of lag. Oh well, we'll just do some jumping. We're here to do some jumping. Whoa. That was cool, but not cool enough. Spiffy, hey, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that, the super chat. That is very super, much needed. Arigatou gozaimasu. Let's see.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Used 1080 Ti or new 2070 Super. I'm rocking a 2070, and I like it quite well. I think they perform pretty similarly, to be honest, but I'm using a 2070. It's doing all the gaming, running triple monitors in 2K, and running Ha, we're getting a KE70 this time, boys and girls. So exciting. We're just doing our map change over to Grange. Yeah, so my 2070 is running triple monitors, 2 cameras, and then rendering all that out on the stream. And it's also the same thing for there we go. It's also the same thing for sorry, I'm busy getting acclimated to the map here. I started facing the other way, which is weird. There we go. Anyway, I think the 2070 is great. Plus, you get an RTX card, so if you want to stream later, that can help you out. So we have switched. We have left Minami, and we've come over to Grange. Ty Ross, yes, I still have no handbrake. I have acquired a handbrake, but I haven't actually used it yet. This is Grange or Apple Valley Speedway. Awesome, awesome little track. It's a track I've been to in real life and I've ridden on. I didn't have my car with me at the time. It's in California. Driving to this track is a trip. It's where they have Super D, so that's probably where you'll know it from. It is out in the middle of the desert in a big way. I took kind of a wrong turn, or missed a turn, when I was going out to it, and pretty much went on a spirit quest out in the desert. Let's get a little bit more turbo power here. There we go. So we're in a KE70 Corolla. It's a 4th gen Toyota Corolla. One of the last rear-wheel drive ones. Oh, way too fast. Tuning in that first turn is always really hard for me. Yep. You'll know this map from Hoonigan content. Anybody out in Cali, basically. Actually, I'm gonna park off track for 1 second because the track map is broken for whatever reason and it looks ugly down on my dashboard. I want to get rid of it. Of course, the downside is I'm probably gonna pull out in front of somebody. Yeah, people aren't chatting again. We just lost it. We'll see. In the meantime, though, you can check out this KE70 finally. This is a surprisingly long track for how not all that fast it is. And as usual, we had people coming in without bothering to check their mirrors or anything, and totally wasted us. Thanks for that, guys. Pedals cam is frozen? Is it really? Wow, let me see what I can do about that. It's not supposed to be frozen. But I have a brand new camera on there, so who knows? That's funny. Let's see here. Can I deactivate that and reactivate it? There we go. Feats are back. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Self-propelled car. Hey man, it runs on heart. Ooh, there's a big wipeout there. I decided to bail because it looked like I was going to get ran into anyway. Gotta figure out where my keyboard e-brake is located again. I went over and I definitely was feeling like not the spacebar. Wendy, you know what's up. I'm just that fast on the pedals. Hell yeah. Oh, too much. What the heck? This car has a little bit different speed, and so I'm not used to how much to actually push it in the on that entry. I'm gonna have to work on that. Still frozen? Nah, that ain't right. No, it's not. It's moving. Probably just the delay in my stream causing a delay in the comments. Scarecrow, what's your favorite drifting style? I am a finesse-based, like, weight shift drifter, so I like to conserve a lot of speed, which is in part why you see me continuously fly off the edge of the track, is because I'm trying to go as fast as possible. And in Sim, where there's absolutely no penalty for overdoing it, I really have no incentive to go less and build up when I can just go too hard and then, like, turn it down. I was about to pull out in front of everybody, so I bailed yet again. Car sounds so good from the outside. Yeah, 100% using weight transfer. I learned on a dual cam KA car that made maybe 130 wheel horsepower, so even though I have a big power car now, well, it's not really a big power car, but I have a car that has plenty of power and torque now, but I learned to drive in something that you had to give it full throttle. You had to be comfortable taking like shallower angle at times in order to keep it in drift, because it just didn't have the power to do big baller max angle stuff. And so that kind of informs my driving. Also, I tend to cut race lines while I drift. I don't like run the outside just for the heck of it. Too much again. Tyler says KE70 looks tough at Grange. That main run-up seems so perfect for third gear on an S chassis. Yeah, it's just difficult to figure out how much the car has to be slowed down. I've got a fair bit of experience driving WDT cars here, but I have never driven this car at Grange. Also, its gearing is weird. Like, I have to go up to 4th. So we're just going to spend the live stream figuring out how not to fly off of the entry. And I don't care about the rest of the track, because the rest of the track is easy. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, clutch kick, e-brake, hella foot brake. I don't understand how that's too much. I'm barely moving at all compared to if I had a proper run up on the straight. Anish says, I gotta get inverted pedals. I don't think I do. That sounds expensive. Have I ever drifted on Port Macquarie? I have not. Is that a real life track or is that a sim thing? Vici says, I always go for the race line, but you go far out when you can. Yeah, this car just, I don't know. It feels really good on tracks that don't have a sharp change in speed. So like Drift Playground was where I tested this car and it felt amazing. But Drift Playground, you're basically always going the same speed for every turn. And so it might have had like god-awful side bite and I just wouldn't have known. Because I never had to use it. But now that I've got a turn where I actually dive in really aggressively, I'm finding that the car just like flies off the side of the track like it's on ice all of a sudden. I'm still going to blame that on me as a driver so far, but I'm starting to wonder because I don't have that problem in the WDT cars. They just seem to have more lateral traction. Port Macquarie, real life track in Assetto. What state is it located? Where's it at? Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I don't think I've ever heard of it. I might have seen some content from it. Keeping it pretty packed out here too. We've got 18 cars active on the server. I don't know if it's an 18 or a 20 slot server for this track. We had 20 cars on the last map. There goes Prod Rider. Well, that time it kind of worked. Oh, the Pro, you got one? It might have just been a coincidence, I don't know. But if you were able to get in, that's all that matters. Super cool little car. Nope. Oh man, I'm already too tired to drive well, it seems. CEO of Racism. Hi Kame Trick, this is my first time being one of your live streams. That is a gnarly username, sir. But welcome to the stream. Hopefully that's just a silly username. Oh my goodness. What time is it at this point? 11:05. 2 hours in. I drove a little bit last night, and so I guess I'm a little tired. I just don't quite seem to be performing all that well with this car and track combination. We're just not going to do the first turn because apparently it's terrible for me and this car as a team. The whole rest of the track is fun, so that's what we're going to do. Also, I'm just going to be stupid and turn the boost way up. So we're just going to punt on this first turn. Road Rider, oof, may call tonight. You get worn out too? I'm going to switch to a WDT car here in a little bit if I can. Like the whole rest of the track, kind of a piece of cake. That first turn is kicking my butt. Yep, I'm gonna switch cars, or attempt to. We'll see what we can end up in. There's like almost nothing even available. There's a Skyline and a JZX90, and I was just in the JZX90, so we're gonna try out the Skyline. I could probably change the gearing. Just too lazy. We got to see if the pedal cam stops working for some random reason. I want to double check it real quick. It did. That is annoying. So apparently I'm going to have to remember to deactivate and reactivate my pedal cam every time that I leave a game session. Oh, dudes, I'm going to be pissed when I end up trying to record one of my edited videos, and I record for like half an hour and then realize that my foot cam was locked the entire time. You won't see it in the video, but just know I will be pissed. Alright, we're going to try out the 34. I have no idea when people are coming. Yikes. Alright, let's see here. Grant says to keep rocking the 4A. I'm in this humongous car now. See how easily I can transition, mostly mentally, honestly, from WDT or from Rust 180 Garage to WDT, because the cars do drive a little differently. Not so good. Yeah, you gave me a little bit of a bump. That's alright, that's alright. Reach the star, need more power? Maybe. Josh Valdez, you may have a shout out. So, I haven't checked out your channel or anything, but thank you for coming to the stream and saying hey and checking it out. Always glad to have you. Hope to see you in the comments of future videos as well, and in future live streams. We do these live streams every Friday. Yeah, other than not shifting down to so weird. Every time that I came into that first turn in the KE70, I did terribly. But then I did it basically the exact same thing and it stuck fine in this car, and I forgot to shift down to to second because I'm used to that KE70 gearing where you just stay in third all the time. Yeah, the KE70 is just hard to drive on certain tracks, I guess. CEO of racism. Ah! I get that every time I play Assetto. So, should I take that to mean that you're making the clever pun of, like, racing? Is what you mean with racism? I think I might have seen an Instagram profile recently with that, so yeah, that would be an easy thing to misunderstand. Yeah, see, look, no issues. I mean, that wasn't the smoothest part. I was trying to dodge this train, but that was interesting. Oof. Assetto Corsa drift community. Good Facebook group. Good group of guys. They're always having watch parties. People are frequently live on there. Nobody ever does a watch party with my videos though. Sad face. Make my day sometime and do a watch party with one of my videos. Because I'm not going to be that guy and like watch party my own video. You can just come to my channel if you want to see all of my stuff. But it would be cool if any of you viewers who are fans are also in that Facebook group. Spread the love. Or don't. No pressure. It's all good either way. One of the cars is a Rust 180 garage car. It's a KE70 4th Gen Corolla. All the other cars are WDT Street. The download for... I mean, you can find the download with a Google search as well, but the download for both are in my Discord server, which is linked in this video description. Oh, way too tight. Poorly done. Grange is an awfully challenging track, but it feels really good to run when you get it all right. It's been a while since I've driven a Grange too. So I guess I can talk through with you guys. Ooh, I almost decked my car really badly. The Pro, I guess you'll have to try it on solo. Sorry about that. See if I can sneak through without tagging anybody. Yeah, a lot of places on this map though, this is one of them coming up, where you have to take a really tight line and then float out as wide as possible and then come back in tight and float out as wide as possible again, or at least middle track, in order to make it around smoothly. And then here as well, just interesting how you have to set everything up. Oh man, the Skyline is just like the Soarer, where if you leave the throttle on during transition, it picks up way more angle than you want it to. At least much throttle. I'm sure if I don't leave hardly any, it'll be about right. Alright, so let's talk about this map. So first gear, second gear, up to third, initiate at this little shed, and clutch kick, then down to second, foot brake and e-brake to slow down. That'll put you towards the outside of the track. Then come around here, you've got to go tight, and then up wide. Brake, some clutch kicks, here you've got to come out wide, tight to this apex, and then go as wide as possible here. Possibly a little e-brake drag to help you, and that's going to let you stay out wide through here and link it all fairly smoothly. Slow corner here, so clutch in, charge up a clutch kick, and then when the car finishes rotating, you can release that to set you on your way. I like to go tight on that turn with a little bit of foot brake to slow the car down so that I can take a better line through here and stay on throttle a little bit more. You do have to use some clutch kicks depending on when you transition and how much horsepower your car happens to have. You saw there I failed to do a clutch kick because I thought the car would stay in boost. It fell out of boost though, and so I ended up falling out of drift, which was a little bit uncool, but these things happen. And again, we're just going to initiate at the shed, down to second, heavy on the foot brake, a little too heavy, and if you end up on the inside like that, you'll know that you were too heavy. So there's always a sliding scale, right? If you're flying off the outside of the track into the dirt, you're going too fast and you need to enter earlier, kill more speed, or both. And then if you're ending up eating the inside curbing, you slowed down too much or you picked up too much angle. Like right there, I didn't intend to pick up all that angle and it caused the car to not be able to go wide enough. So that is the gist of how you do it. The pro asks, do I play outside of stream? Not a lot, but all of my edited videos are not live streamed. So I do. I'm pretty busy though, so I only tend to drive once or twice a week. What's up, the professor? Usually, I don't know why I called you the professor. I mean, like, that's your name, but obviously the V is kind of obvious. But yeah, I do play outside of stream. I just don't manage to get on a whole lot. This track is a lot. Oops, sorry, dude. This track's a lot more tandem friendly in real life. Tyler says there are some good-looking DIY USB handbrakes you can make for pretty cheap using an Arduino as the USB controller. Josh says foot cam LOL. I have no idea what you're talking about, Josh. Like, just funny that there is a foot cam, or what? Rona says I have no interest in holding up the train. Ian, so I can't work on my 240 because of family situations. So all the parts I have are just sitting in my room and attic. More parts or slam my daily? I can't decide. I mean, if your 240 runs, then cool. I would say more parts. If your 240 doesn't run, then I would say just work on the daily. Oh, it's frozen? Okay, that's really annoying. My, apparently my foot cam is just gonna freeze at random. So I'm gonna have to return this new expensive Logitech Brio that I bought just for the foot cam. That's really annoying. Thanks for nothing, Logitech. We will kill it and reactivate it. That is super annoying. That fucking thing's $180. Yeah, that's true. I just go full send constantly. That's all it is. Where in Discord do I find how to join the server? There is a channel called KT Announcements in the Kame Trick section. And and it will have every week's post. So in the week before this week, we ran the WDT cars, and so the link for downloading them is in last week's message, and then the KE70 Corolla is in this week's message. As far as the track, I'm not sure offhand if Rema put a link to download Grange, but Google search Assetto Corsa Grange, and you should be able to find a track download. Once you install all that stuff, then you'll be all set. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, that was way more information than you needed, but I guess if anybody else is watching and they don't know how to do it, then there they go. Yeah, the server does stay pretty busy, unfortunately. Man, I'm so annoyed about this whole foot cam issue. Even just thinking about it. Super aggravating. Jacob, yeah, man, I'm just gonna actually fix the handbrake. It's funny though, like, I feel like you get a couple different types of personalities around real life drifting and sim drifting, and I'm one of the guys that's like, you know what, if it's good enough, I'll just drive around it. It's funny because I've got a pretty nice car in real life. Too much. Dang. But yeah, that's just a case where, like, just use my crappy spacebar. I'll just use my crappy spacebar, like, and just handbrake less. That's fine, right? If I just handbrake less, it doesn't matter. So the handbrake has, you know, a metal lever that you pull, and there's a horizontal piece that goes through it. It's like a 1/4-inch bolt or something to that effect, and that metal shaft sheared and snapped in half where it goes through the part that you actually pull up on. It's fixable. I'm just too lazy to fix it right at the second. But I will get it fixed soonish. It's just tough because I've got the real car that I'm working on too. I'm pulling the engine tomorrow or Sunday with some friends. Oh, damn it. Killed us all. So, yeah, that's the that's the gist. Actually, I can show it to you. Let's see. Alright, so I don't use handbrakes in the vertical orientation. I use them in the OEM style. But you'll see right here, this part comes up and then it turns a 90 and it goes through right here. And this piece that's going through is what snapped. And because it's like this ball socket that's in this piece, I can't just go to the hardware store and buy one of those like easily. I'll do some research and see. Yeah, that thing is loose. I'll do some research and see if I'm able to get it to work. But oh yeah, pulling engines is super fun. So the problem with real life event streaming, because I totally want to, is that reception at IRL events is always total shit. They're in the middle of nowhere, and I can barely post a photograph to Instagram from my cell. I never have good receptions at our events. I have no idea why. I would buy, like, if there was a thing I could buy to get better... I just screwed somebody up, sorry guy. If there was like a hotspot that would actually work, I would buy one, probably. Because I'd love to do some IRL streaming. And I might try it, but I guarantee you the reception's going to be crap, you won't be able to understand anything, and it's going to be worthless. Which sucks, because I would totally do it. It's way less work to live stream than it is to actually edit the videos. But do look forward to the season starting up, and I've got to get my wiring harness rebuilt, so as soon as I pull the motor, that's getting shipped off to Wiring Specialties, because it kind of caught fire last year. So that's I don't think 5G tech actually is deployed in the Earth yet. Like, is it? That's a big thing that's going to happen, but I don't think it's actually happened. If it had already happened, though, then sure. Actually killed too much speed. Yeah, I would like to, man, I would so love to live stream an IRL event. I've even got like the suction cup mounts for the phone and stuff where I could talk to you guys and answer comments and questions in grid, and then toss the phone into like a mount so that you can see it as we go, and actually around the track and everything. That'd be so cool. Got a little bit of tandem going on, but this guy is beating the shit out of my car to where I have no hope of being able to actually link the track. Get a 5G sponsorship? I wish. Seriously though, I didn't think that technology was out yet. I thought it was like being developed and being rolled out. I'm the guy who wouldn't know though, because I don't follow all that stuff. I got friends that follow that stuff, and I just like lurk on their profiles every now and then, and that's how I hear about stuff. Staying too busy with other things. I would beat the shit out of somebody if they hit my real car as often as people hit me in sim. Just pushing me around the track. I'd seriously get out and fucking deck you with a socket wrench. But that's the one thing that I'm like, I hope that people who drive in sim when they go to like real life events don't just murder everybody because they have like no fear. They probably don't. But whoa, talk about shit I can't stand. It's my bad, I went wide. Oh, 5G's in Cali. Well, yeah, that's cool. But that's also Cali. I'm in the Midwest. We don't get anything fast. Oh, fuck this run. I'm so tired I can't drive good anymore. I have no way to see if people are coming. Because the track map is broken, I'm just gonna send it. Well, man, coronavirus sucks. First F1 being canceled because of it, and then Formula One Beach isn't safe from the outbreak too. Yeah, it's difficult when like the government shuts down events. Ironically, like my drifting has no reason to shut down because we don't have enough spectators. So we probably will keep on going. However, what I think is going to happen, honestly, is coronavirus is going to prevent me from getting my wiring harness repaired. So I'm probably going to be sitting and waiting for that for a couple of months before I actually get to drive. We'll see. Got a little laggy. That was bad. Poorly done on my part. Yeah, one of my buddies was going to go down to, I think it's in Florida, but he was going to see like Grand Prix of some sort. Not Formula One. Like, I don't know, Golf Cup or something? I forget what. Feel sorry for anyone who's going to go to Final Bout. Oh, dude, I didn't think about that, but I guess Final Bout is... For once, it's actually the final one because it got... Probably was going to get canceled. Come on, car. Still going on, closed event. Final Bout is an interesting beast anyway. Like, all the videos that I saw from the original, like, the first 3 Final Bouts were really fire videos. But then occasionally you'd see somebody would post just like an hour of raw driving footage, and it didn't seem like... It seemed like 80% of the cars weren't being driven anywhere near as well as you would have thought from the videos that you would see come out of the event. Because I was like, I remember seeing them being like, God, there's no way, like, I wish I could drive with those guys. And then when I saw some of the raw footage, I was like, okay, I'm like as good as a lot of these guys. And I thought that they were all like infinitely better than me. First round of AFL also got canceled. Yeah, I heard that. Jeez, what are we gonna do, man? What are we gonna... We're gonna sim drift. We're all gonna sim drift. That's what we've got to do. We're gonna watch me stream and we're gonna sim drift. 16 cars in the server. 20 minutes left in my stream, more or less. We're gonna bounce out. No, the Pro, there are no more track changes. We're gonna bounce out. My pedal cam is gonna freeze because it's a piece of shit, and we're gonna switch cars. Hopefully. All that's available is the 32, the 34, and the WDT, and the JZX90. Let's deactivate and reactivate this pedal cam. I've only got one leg all of a sudden. Yeah, they definitely don't go that hard, but they got cool looking cars with expensive race wheels. I guess. Like, I have a somewhat cool looking car. Like, there are guys that shred that are really good. But, I just drive it. Like, I've been driving my car the same way ever since I got to where I didn't totally suck at drifting. So, the only thing for me is I'm not going to waste my money on real wheels when I could get wheels that look just as good that are going to get beat to crap anyway for, you know, $100 a piece. I mean, God, for drifting, I need 8 rears and like 4 fronts. Just to, the 4 fronts is really just in case I break one of the 2 fronts and like the wheel is out of commission. If I was to buy real wheels for that, it'd be like $15,000. I would just not, you wouldn't even hear from me for like 4 years. It's just not worth it. So we've switched to an R32 Skyline. Yeah, man, I've only driven the Gaia pack a little bit. That's one of those weird situations where it's like a private pack, although the content may not be original content, so it's kind of hard to be like, okay, you can have a private car pack, but we're going to respect the rules, even though like some of the parts were perhaps heavily borrowed from other mods. But anyway, I thought it felt okay. It's been a minute since I've driven it. Oh, we went super inside. That was not what I wanted to have happen at all. The Pro, I picked the maps about an hour before the bash. So, we will find out next Friday. I have no idea. Man, that RV sounds good. Not driving well, and neither am I. One vote for Hoonigan Barnyard, I see. Followed one another right off the track. Okay. I was gonna let you hop in, but my bad. Did my pedal cam end up actually working? After I'm tired, I'm going to bed, we're calling it. Fuck this fucking foot cam. That aggravates the fuck out of me. I'm gonna return that piece of shit. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a night. It's been a while. Let me see if my video background works. It does not. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. It's been a long time. So we will see you all next time. Ty, is there a Freedom Factory map? If there is, then that would be kind of fun to do. I'll have to look for that and see. This is the legendary no brake, no clutch. Yeah, somehow the car just turns. It's a mystery. Nobody knows. Nah, it's been good. We had a good time tonight. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. Don't work too hard. Don't stand in line too long shopping for toilet paper and groceries and all that jazz. And wash your hands real good for 30 seconds. Make sure that you don't don't catch that coronavirus. Take care of yourselves, peeps. And we'll see you next time. Yeah, I started late. So, have a good night. If you haven't already hit the like button, consider subscribing, share the channel out to a friend. Stay tuned for more awesome drifting content. Have a good night. Peace.